How do you tap into divine or counterpart union frequency? We're going to talk about it today. So, my name is Crystal Holben, aka Crystal Clear Mystic, and I'm feeling called to talk about this. I get this question a lot when people come in for readings. They want to know like where they're at romantically, when they're going to meet their partner and whatnot. And the reality is that if you are looking for a divine counterpart, or you know that you have a divine counterpart on this plane with you, you know that you are trying to connect to your twin flame, you know that you are supposed to connect on that kind of level and frequency with someone else. Okay, if deep down in your soul that resonates with you, those concepts resonate with you, then it's important for you to understand that there are certain things that need to be in place for you to be able to match that divine counterpart frequency or that divine partner frequency. Okay. And I'm going to start talking about like how if you are waiting for your divine counterpart to come in, and I'm just going to use that term for the rest of the thing. So just so you're aware, if you're waiting for your divine union to come in, that is not the energy of being able to match it to come into you. Okay. Waiting is the energy of lack. So if we are waiting for something to happen, we are automatically functioning from a lack mindset, from a lack space. And that is not matching the frequency. Okay. Now, if you are waiting, there's a reason why you're not aligning. And this can be a couple of different things. So maybe you're not aligned because you haven't stepped into your purpose yet. A lot of the time, for people to be in that divine union, you have to be doing your purpose. You have to be at least stepped into your purpose in some type of way. And what I mean by that is whatever your heart and soul is calling you towards, whatever you feel like you are supposed to do or you're supposed to create within this life is your purpose. Okay. Whatever it is that you are supposed to bring to this world is your purpose. Okay. And so if you are not stepped into that or doing that, then you are not aligning to that frequency. And the way you know that is like you feel like you're just kind of like going from day to day to day. You're not like really enjoying the work that you're doing. You're not really passionate about the work that you're doing. You don't feel fulfilled by it, right? That's information that you have not tapped into your purpose. You have not found your purpose, okay? And one of the misconceptions that I think is so important to kind of identify here as well is that when you find your purpose or you're aware of your purpose, it is not all rainbows and sunshine, okay? Like, um, I'll give you an example of like kind of a couple of things that have been my purpose that I've struggled with. So, when I decided that writing a book was my purpose, um, I was freaking terrified. I was passionate about it, right? But the passion turned into fear. And the reality is that they are the same feeling, just different frequencies of that feeling. So passion was like this excitement, this passion. I'm so excited to do this thing. And then fear was what was blocking me because I felt like I wasn't good enough to do this thing. So often when we start walking towards our passion, we'll feel really passionate about this thing and then we'll hit certain internal blocks. And that will inflict fear in us because there's a part of us that doesn't feel like we're good enough for this thing. There's a part of us that doesn't feel like we can do this thing, right? And sometimes we'll tell ourselves that actually we're not as passionate about that thing. And that is actually self sabotage. That's not actually true. That's what you're telling yourself so that you don't have to do the work to work through the fear. Okay. And so that's actually not helpful. And you're only prolonging your timeline of that union by saying, like, well, actually, I'm not passionate about that thing anymore. and not being honest with yourself that the reason that you're not passionate about it anymore is because the passion has actually turned into fear because you're coming from a lack place instead of a place of I can do anything, I am limitless. Two different frequencies. Okay. And so part of moving into your purpose is being able to acknowledge those fears, be honest with yourself about what those fears are, and do it anyway. That's the hard part, is doing it anyway. And learning that through practice and time and repetition, your that fear will go away and it will turn into passion. It will become comfort. Okay. So that is like a really big thing to be aware of. Anytime you are moving into something new, you are going to feel anxiety or fear about it at first because it's brand new. And that's meant for you to work through. That's meant for you to face head on so that you can overcome that. And then the passion will come back in. But the fear is normal. And actually, it's necessary for your soul growth and expansion for you to be able to reach the level of success and limitless and passion that you are meant to experience within this life. Okay. So, that is like a really important aspect for you to be able to get into divine union energy. You really need to face your fears, and that's facing yourself, and acknowledge, why do I feel like I can't do this thing? Why do I feel like I'm not good enough? Why do I feel like my voice doesn't matter? What is that really about for me? Why am I afraid to be seen? It's another one that's coming through. These are all aspects that need to be healed for you to become truly whole. So, if you are moving through your life and you are having days where you are feeling unhappy, you're not feeling purposeful, you're waiting for something to come in, that is information that you are not in union frequency. You're not. You're just not. And so that's information that something needs to be healed within you for you to be able to get into that frequency of union frequency, to meet that match that you're really wanting. Another piece of this is that your inner child has to be truly safe. So that means you have to be comfortable with being seen. You have to be comfortable with making mistakes. You have to be comfortable with being messy. You have to be comfortable with playing. If you are not playing, and I mean like playing, joking around, playing, as you move through your life and your days, you are most likely not in that frequency, because that is a part of being aligned with authenticity, which is what brings in that divine union, is being aligned with your inner child and letting them come out and play, letting them know that they're safe, letting them know that they're loved, letting them know that it's okay to be messy, letting them know that it's okay to fall down, because we just gonna get back up and I got you, right? That's another aspect that needs to be healed for wholeness to be true, so that you can call this in for you. Another aspect that is really important to be aware of is that if you are not feeling free and happy and enjoying your life on a day to day basis, then that means you're not in that frequency. So, like, if you feel like something is missing, if you feel like you want somebody to come in to make you happy, those are all lack spaces that you're in. Okay. And that's not being aligned with that frequency either. So it's about being able to, first off, be completely honest with yourself. This, like, you have to truly be able to face yourself and be honest with yourself about what it is that you feel like you are missing, and ask yourself, how do I give that to myself? Because once you learn how to provide these things to yourself, give these things to yourself, may it be purpose, happiness, joy, excitement, that is when you're fully aligned with that thing to come in. And that's when you're ready to call it in. when you're feeling like not lonely, but you're feeling freedom for being by yourself. You're feeling powerful by being by yourself. You're not feeling lonely. Another thing too is like if you're spiritual, you're never alone. I mean, really, your ancestors are around you at all times. Anybody that's passed away, you can call to you in 1 second. You are never absolutely alone, ever. And so, this idea of being lonely or that is lack, that is a lack mindset. You are never alone. They are always here with you. They are always supporting you. You have tons and tons of ancestors and spirit guides and teams around you and angels always, always watching you, always. And they are ready for you to call them in and ask them for help and sit with them at any time, any moment. Don't ever forget that. You are never alone, ever. And so this narrative that I'm alone or I'm lonely is coming from a lack place. And it's not true. And it only makes us feel like crap. Let's be real. Okay. And it keeps us out of alignment. You are never truly alone. You are always with spirit. And if you need to check in and ask them and remember that, then ask your spirit team to let you know that they're here. And they'll let you know. They'll remind you that you're not alone if you need that comfort. But telling yourself that you're lonely or you're alone, that's a lack mindset space, and that is not aligning with it. When you are constantly watching love readings over and over and over again, and that's like all you're watching, waiting for the signs, looking for the signs of when that's going to, that is a lack mindset. Okay. Coming back to what I said in the beginning. If you are waiting, you are not in union energy. If you are waiting, you are not in union energy. It is not about waiting. You are whole on your own. You're not looking for something to complete you. If you are, then you're not looking for divine union. That's the difference between when you awaken. When you awaken and you spiritually awaken and you want a spiritual, deep soul connection with someone, okay? First off, you have to be completely safe and good within yourself, confident, self esteem, whole, all of those things from what I mentioned earlier. Okay. And this person is not coming in to complete you, they are coming in to move forward with you, next to you, hold hands with you. And so you have to be complete on your own, which means that you feel purpose, you feel happiness, you feel fulfilled all by yourself on your own without a partner. And the other thing is, too, is if you're leaning on friendships in that way, then that's information that you still have not found that union within yourself. This is within yourself outside of friends, outside of family, outside of all of that. This is outside of job. That's another thing to be very aware of is how much are you taking your worth from your job? This is about you feeling good within you when you are by yourself, with yourself, in your own thoughts, doing absolutely nothing. And recognizing that you are limitless, you are free, and you are freaking wonderful. It's a lot easier said than done. Not gonna lie. It takes a lot of like really being honest and looking at yourself to get to this point. But it is absolutely possible. I've done it. I'm doing it. And I help other people do it. So if this sounds like you where you're stuck in this lack set mindset, where you're really wanting to bring this thing in, you know, maybe come in and talk to me about coaching and helping you build your empowerment, using your voice, stepping into your purpose, stepping into your power. Okay. Get a reading and understand where your blocks are. Come and see me for spiritual guided stuff if you feel like, psychic work or whatever is your path forward and is your calling. Understanding where your blocks are and what it is that you need to shift, where it is that you need to heal, where it is that you need to do something different, see something different, believe something different, so that you can actually call in what is absolutely meant for you and always was meant for you. You just have not been able to get into alignment with it because your ego gets in the way. We self sabotage so easily. And if you're not very self aware of that, you will do it without realizing that you're doing it. And this also keeps us stuck in that hermit mode for a lot longer than we really want to be in there for. If you are meant for divine union and you know that deep down, but it has not come in yet and you're waiting on divine timing, you are missing something. You are not seeing something clearly. There is something within you that is blocked, and you need to figure out what that is to heal it so that you can match that frequency and bring that into you. Yes, divine timing is a thing, but you have control over divine timing depending on how much you meet yourself, how closely you meet yourself. That's a part of this. And the longer you take to meet yourself and be honest and true with yourself, the longer that thing is pushed out. Can't miss you. It will always come back around to you when you're ready for it, but you have to be ready. You have to do the work. You have to remove the blocks. And so recognizing that is really important and being honest with yourself. And sometimes it's easier to have somebody outside of you say that to you and help you see those things. So if you feel called, take a look at my link and you can go ahead and book a session with me and we can figure it out together. I really do hope this was helpful for you. And if you know that you're meant for it, you are absolutely meant for it. Stop holding yourself back from it. Give yourself what you deserve. Love and light.